Hi, it's Christy Wildman, founder of the Wildberry Patch and author of Ruth, From Outcast to Redeemed. And if you like these, I would love to have you like and subscribe and share with anyone that you think would benefit from some of these thoughts that I share now and then. As many of you know, I broke my knee on October 23rd. And I've documented my journey for getting care at the VA in other videos. And I have struggled. I have struggled with what is the Lord doing? Why did he allow this? Because I was planning and I thought that I had heard his voice telling me to go to Texas for book talks and a seminar. But then I broke my knee Thursday, a week before I was to fly out. In the middle of all this, the government shut down and flights became a mess, and they became messier and messier as the time went on for me to be gone. And often the very airports that I was going to be going into were mentioned as having some of the largest troubles. So here's where I was having difficulty. If God was telling me to set up this Texas trip, and if God is sovereign, which, to be clear, I believe he is, and if God is omniscient, as in he knows everything, why did he have me set up going to Texas when he obviously had to know that the airlines, air traffic control, the TSA, the government was going to be a mess? Why did he have me purchase my tickets and car and all that stuff? I got upset. I became a whiny little child. I stopped listening to him. Now, the whole thing with my knee could have been so much worse. And doctors were actually surprised that it wasn't. And so normally I would be very grateful, and I am grateful, but I'm still confused. So I became a petulant child, with God being my father. And there are things that I ask to hear his voice every day. And I just started saying, no, I know you're going to say no, and I don't care. You just imagine, talk to the hand. One of the horrible things that's happened is I stopped hearing his voice. Not hearing the voice of my father is very, very troubling. And he didn't move. I did. The Bible said, my sheep will know my voice and follow it. We are told that there will be a still small voice that will speak to you and tell you, this is the way, walk ye in it. There will be a voice behind you saying, turn to the left or turn to the right. I have prayed for this relationship with the Lord for many, many years. And I was walking in that. Not perfectly, but I was walking in that. And then I turned away from the Lord. No, I didn't decide to go off and live a life of horrendous, ugly sins. I just decided I didn't like what he was saying. Now, did he stop talking to me? Or did I block my ears? I don't care. Whichever it is. I want to hear the voice of the Lord speaking to me daily. I want that relationship back. And I don't want to ever put that back into jeopardy. Well, I'm going to share those verses with you in the descriptions or the comments, whichever place, but seek to hear God's voice. He wants to talk to you. You need to spend time in the Word. You need to spend time quiet, listening. And then if any of us lacks wisdom, James says to ask, and we will be given that wisdom abundantly. You know, it's just like a fellowship with a friend that you talk to every single day, and then all of a sudden, they stop talking to you. And you think, okay, well, they're taking time out. And so a week goes by. They still must be taking time out. And another week goes by. And all of a sudden you realize months have gone by. And you haven't spoken with this friend. I want to thank the Lord that it's not been months. I am the problem. He hasn't moved. I allowed my heart to get bitter. The root of bitterness, oh my goodness, it's an ugly root. So, I encourage you, if you hear the Lord's voice in your life, through the Word, through prayer, however you hear it, oh, cherish it. If you don't hear the Lord's voice, make sure you're one of His sheep so that you can recognize it. And then ask Him to take away whatever it is that is preventing you from hearing. So that's my job today. And I encourage you to check out your heart and your ears for listening to the Lord. And I pray that He will bless you and keep you and make His face to shine upon you and give you the grace and the peace that passes all understanding and keeps your heart and mind in Christ Jesus. He sees us, He loves us, and He has a plan for our life. I'll see you next time. Bye.